Alright, this is Fakafon's review of Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Couldn't get the recording working again? Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Wow, they made that many? Okay. Now, I haven't played that many Kirby games, to be honest. I played the one on the Nintendo, I played a few on the Super Nintendo, one on the Wii. I mean, the first time I ever heard about Kirby is when I played Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. I was like, who the hell is that? Let's start with the story of the game. You begin the game and you're in a fairy village with all the fairies having fun. But suddenly a giant darkness comes and envelops the whole planet. And it has a big scary eyes because eyes are evil. So the Queen of the Fairies has some very nice glasses, asks one of the fairies to take this huge ass crystal and get the fuck out of there. So the fairy flees to the crystal, but she's pursued by the darkness and kind of blows up. Then we cut to Kirby being like, la la la, I love things. And then the fairy lands on his head and she's like, dude, you gotta help me find those crystal shards, man. And Kirby's like, yeah. So you go around recruiting your friends like a monkey, a painter, and a giant penguin so they can help you fight evil and reclaim the crystal shards. Graphic-wise, this game is impeccable. This game is so fucking beautiful, especially when you consider it's on Nintendo 64. Can you believe that? I mean, usually games in Nintendo 64 look like this. Or this. But this? Holy fucking shit, this is beautiful. Considering how blocky and jagged everything else is supposed to look on Nintendo 64, seeing something that looks almost perfectly round and beautiful and colorful and amazing like this really sets it apart from every other game I've seen on that system, man. And you want to talk about the sound and the music? Mwah! It's amazing as well. All of the sound effects sound great, and the soundtracks in this game are expertly made and they're all really memorable, even the ones you don't like. The game's a good old platformer. You know the drill. You go from left to right. Sometimes there's a few puzzles to solve. Sometimes you'll need an ally's help to go forward. And most of the time that just means King DDD is gonna use his hammer and bust some walls open. Where the game gets really fun is the combination of powers you can get. You could always get a lot of powers in the games, like you can get the sword things, the boomerangs, ice, fire, etc. Well, in this game you also have the basic elements like, fire, ice, wind, rock, spikes, bombs. But what makes this game really unique and really cool is that you can combine the powers together. Then you get things like lightning sword, fireworks, ice skating, light bulb, fire sword, shuriken, firebow, giant rock, dynamite, ice breath, jigglypuff, fridge, missile mouth, magikarp, rubbing your head with a metal sheet, and whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. And you know what's fun? You can use whatever power you want. Some of them are more efficient than others, but it's up to personal preference. For example, I really like the drill, the shuriken, and the lightning sword, but I don't really like the boomerang because it takes his face off it and it's like, ugh. Also, has anyone ever used a lightning spire legitimately? Because I don't know, man. Now, if you asked me and said, which one is the most useful one? I'd probably go with the fridge. And you're like, really? The fridge? The one that just throws pastries out? Well, yeah, because then you can eat those pastries and gain back your health. So you spit out your own food and then you eat it back to get some more health. It's fucking great! Now, the main objective of the game is to go through all of the levels so then you can get to the bosses, like a giant tree, a giant shark, a giant robot, everything giant basically. So you can get back the crystal shards and have your big ass crystal again. But if you go through all of the levels and get every single crystal shard, then you get an extra level and an extra boss to unlock the true ending. And this is really worth it because the true ending, like the boss, he's fucking great, the music is amazing, and the ending is really cute. So I recommend you do that. It can get tedious to get all the crystal shards. Sometimes you don't really know where they are, or sometimes you need to use a specific power. And when you get there, you don't have that power. It's like, oh fuck, I needed that specific power? Fuck you! Well, you gotta do it again. So yeah, you start on Pop Star, which is a Kirby's home planet star. Then you got other stars like a Shiver Star, you got like volcano levels, the deserts, shit like that. Standard fare, but still pretty fun. And the final level is the Fairyland, and it's weird because it kind of looks like Pop Star, but then it gets more and more corrupt and it's like, weird. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Something that's really cool about this game is that you can solo up enemies to get their powers, of course. But what you can also do is you can... Okay, there's no way to say this. You suck the enemy up, and then you spit him out without actually swallowing. And what's cool is that the enemy is still whole, and you lift him over your head, and he sometimes have some special powers. Like some enemies keep spitting bullets, some enemies have umbrellas, so then you start like falling slower and stuff like that. There's an enemy that can shoot arrows continuously. It's pretty cool. It's a nice touch. And that's about it. There's a few other things about the game that I really like for example, at the end of the level there's a picnic, so you jump and you get a bonus, like an extra life, some food. You can also get some enemy cards that give you information about enemies, so you can check it out anytime you want. There's also the jukebox, so you can listen to the musics of the games and the sound effects, and there's also some mini games you can play with your friends, and they're all pretty cool. Yeah, sadly the game is not co-op, so no GUI, sorry. Alright, well that's it for the game. As you can tell, I fucking love this game. I recommend it to everyone out there because this is a really, really fun platformer. Combinations of powers, fun levels, kick-ass music, beautiful graphics. Everything about this game is amazing, man. So if you could get your hands on a copy, go for it. It's pretty fun. And I'll see you on the next review, guys. Play Kirby.